Hello, Alexa.
Hi, Kak.
Hello, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, seems like that you are changing the room. So, is it actually your room right now?
Yeah.
And how about the yesterday?
Yesterday, I was doing it outside in my living room, but today I'm just like doing it in my room.
Oh, seems like you are fancy playing a guitar too, right?
No, that's my sister's guitar.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, so how are you today? Is everything good?
Yeah, everything's
Uh,
good.
okay, so what is your activity for today, holiday? Is there anything new?
Not really. I still have to go to school because my school doesn't end until this Friday because we're only getting our grades back this Friday.
Oh, okay. So, but it's actually not a full day school, right?
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, okay, okay. So, what is the activity that actually happened at school during, yeah, this time?
Today we're just like finishing our projects. And also like a lot of us are preparing for like performances during the parent-teacher gathering because
Hmm.
like we have to show the progress of our extracurricular activities at school.
Oh, okay, okay. But is there any some kind of Christmas celebration at school?
We already had that last week. We had our class
Oh,
meeting last week, so this week we're just like finishing up like preparations for the parent-teacher gathering.
oh, okay, okay. That's good. Okay. So I think let's try to continue our lessons for today, okay? And
Okay.
actually, for today, we will try to continue to the lesson two about variables, and I will try to share screen first about today's subject. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Alexa, do you already see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. So welcome to Module 1, Lesson 2. And in this lesson, we will try to talking about variables. Okay, so yeah, maybe this is actually already common for you, and maybe you already use it 1,000 times. So yeah, we will try to discuss about how variables gonna be look like on Python. Okay, so let's go to here. I think we can actually skip the last subject, right? You still remember about this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Now let's try to talking about variables. So yeah, I think yeah, I don't have to actually do a lot of explanation about the definition because yeah, it's actually kind of easier to actually just implement it on the code. So variable is actually the data element that has a name, and variable are used to work with data that can change. Basically, yeah, when I try to explain it to my student, variable is actually like a box, okay? So it's actually like a box that has a name, right? And you can actually only put one item inside the variable. So you cannot place a multiple items. It's only one and it's only for one name. So if you want to using the same name with the different items, that's totally gonna be go into the another direction. It's gonna be replace the old item and it's gonna be filled with the new item. Okay, so let's continue. So this is the example of the variable. As you can see, yeah, it's actually already have a name. And with the variable, it's always going to be using the equal operator, okay? And after the equal, there's going to be the value, which is going to be anything. It can be number, it can be yeah, strings, whatever that you want. It also can be Boolean if you know about Boolean, okay?
Mhm.
You got it so far?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now you can actually using variable to actually um, changing the value. So if you see in here, let's say that you want to make some statement like this. According to the statistics in 2019, the internet users spent online, you say, let's say that you want to using six, but if you're already using variable, instead of using the value, you can actually using the name of the variable like this, okay? But you have to separate it with the
Mhm.
comma because it's actually not part of the sentence. So you have to separate it with the comma and then
Mhm.
continue with the sentence. And also, if you want to use another variable, just using the same thing. And if you execute it, it will be automatically changed with the value that has inside it. Okay, you got it?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's continue to here. So, yeah, as I already told you before, that if you are actually using the same variable name for two times or maybe multiple times, it's always going to be changing a value with the latest one. Okay, so make sure that if you want to keep another item, please make sure that you change the name of the variable into another name. So don't using the same name, okay?
Mhm.
Okay, let's continue.
Okay.
So in here, we have some several rules about how to actually naming a variable. The first one is actually with variable names, you can actually use letters, numbers, and underscore. So you can actually using all of this, but you cannot using space. Yeah, I think you already know that space is actually the most common enemy in programming
Yeah.
language. So you cannot using space. And
Yeah.
the name of any variable must begin with a letter or an underscore. So you cannot start with a integer or number, okay? It's always going to be a letter or an underscore.
Okay.
And then the variable name must not match the language command or other reserved names. So basically you cannot naming a variable with the name that already been reserved in Python, like print or maybe another function name. So please choose another name, okay? Okay, so far,
Okay.
is there any question?
No.
No? Okay, so let's continue. So let's see about how to compare a good and a bad variable names, okay? So a bad name in variables is actually because two things. The first things that actually making it a bad name because is too short like this, okay? So if you want to name a variable, please make sure
Mm.
that you are not naming it too short. Okay. And it has to be specific about what the things that you want to keep inside it. Okay.
Mm.
And don't make it too long like this too. Okay. Yeah, in Python, the variable names maybe it's all about one or two words. That's enough. Okay. So don't make it too long.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see some effective names on variable. So, a good name for variable is actually always a name that actually specific about the information that you keep in. Okay, the name that actually specific about the value that you have. So in
Mm.
here, it's always gonna be in one word like this, or maybe if you want to use in two, you can separate it with underscore. You got it so far?
Mhm.
Okay, good. So what do you think about variables so far in Python? Is it still the same thing with another language that you already learned?
Yeah.
Basically still the same thing, right? Okay. Okay, let's
Mhm.
continue. Okay, now we will try to learn about data types. Yeah, this is actually the most common thing too. Actually, there is a lot of data types in Python, but for now, we will try to discuss three data types only: the integers, the decimals, and the string. Okay. So in here, The first one is actually the numerical type, or the first one is actually integer. It is actually always called INT, okay, as the abbreviation. And you can see that this is actually the whole number. So every whole number is actually integer. And if you have dot like this actually go into the second category, which is called decimal, or yeah, maybe you and I already commonly call it float number, okay? So it's
Mhm.
always going to be called float for the data type of decimal. It's not decimal, but float, okay? And the next type is actually everything that has a quotation is always going to be called string, okay? Whatever it is. Is it a number? I don't care. If you have quotation, it's always going to be goes to strings, okay?
Mhm.
And yeah, I think you already learned that if you want to actually change the data type, you can actually also doing it with the function that has the same name with these data types. So let's say that you want to change something into integer, you can actually using function like int and then using a bracket like this, and you can actually mention the data that you want to change, and it will be automatically changed into integers. Goes the same thing with the float and str or string. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay, now the next thing is actually the things that you already may know. So you can actually do some math calculation with the variable also. Just mention the name and do some simple math equation. That goes the same thing with the numbers. Have the same result. And then, yep, let's go to the next one. Okay, now we will try to learn about new function, and it's gonna be called input. Do you ever heard about this function?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is actually the most common thing too, because this is actually the function that everyone used to actually asking a question. Okay.
Mhm.
So you can actually using input to asking anything. How to use it is actually like this. So every function on Python is actually always going to be stored in a variable like this. Okay. Except print. Okay. But in here, if you can see why it actually has to be using variable, because input is always asking, but it's always going to be receiving answers, right? And
Mhm.
how to storage the answer is actually on the variable. That's why you have to keep inside a variable like this. Okay. So variable equals input, and then you can mention the question that you want. And if you can see in here, you can actually using the variable name that you make to actually shows the value that people already type in that question. So let's say that you want to show the answers from the city variable, just mention the same thing. Mention the name of the variable like this. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, it's gonna be look like this. If you can see, the question gonna be pop up and there's an answer, and you will see that yeah, the same answer gonna be showing here. Okay, let's
Okay.
continue. And also you can actually do math with here. So if you have any answers, you can actually do some math. It will be automatically from Python. And okay, now I want to ask you, let's say that I'm already using input in here, okay? And you have to input the price. And I want to do some math, 20 to 2,500 plus the answers from you. And when I try to run it, let's say that I mentioned 300. And instead of you getting the answer, I'm actually get an unsupported operand type for this. Do you know what caused this error?
Um, the error happened because when we input something into the input function, it's automatically going to be counted as a string. So and like you cannot do operations with different data types. If one of it is integer and one of it is string, you can't add it up. So you have to change the variable that fills in the input from us into the integer data type.
Okay, really a fantastic answer. So that's actually 100% correct. Okay, and yeah, actually, let's see the solution. As I already told you that, yeah, you have to actually using this to actually convert any type of something that you want into another type. Okay, so let's say that you want to change the data. Okay, from the string from the input, and how to do that is actually just do the same variable name, okay? Like this. But actually, in the fourth modules, you will try to learn about nested construction. I think you already heard about nested. Do you already heard it before?
Yeah.
So you can actually combine this actually into one line. You don't have actually to using two, but for now, yeah, let's try to using like this first, okay? And
Okay.
is there any questions until here?
No.
No? Okay. Let's continue. Okay. I think that's it for the theory sections. So if there is no questions, I think let's try to do some practice from the platform. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I will try to stop share. And as usual, I will give you the link to the PowerPoint. So if you want to read it again, you can actually do it. Okay.
Okay.
I will try to send it on the chat Zoom. There you go. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, you can download it.
Okay.
Okay, if you're done, maybe we can try to log in to our Gunova platform and let's do some practice. Yeah, you can go. Yeah. Oh, I think you can um try to refresh. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So as usual, you can try to do it first, and if you need help, just ask me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good luck, Alexa.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the first type of usual task in AlgoNova. So you have just to fix anything that have a mistake. So you can actually have the output like this, okay? Okay, so if you think you're already sure, you can try to check as usual on the checklist button. Hmm. Okay, good. A little bit of fun fact, I think a lot of students in AlgoNova is actually never finish all those sets of questions, but I think you can because you already reached number seven in times that are really, really short. Actually, the thing that you already make is actually correct, so you don't have to using the function string in here. Just mention the variable, but the mistake is actually on here. I think. Oh, sorry, in here. You don't have to using the number, just using the price variable. So 0.75 and the price. Yeah, basically do the same thing, right? But we try to actually implement things that you already make. Okay. I think for this one, you just have to run the program. Click the checklist. You don't have to fix anything. Okay, let's go to the next one. Yep, as you can see in here in the last two extra questions, this is actually some kind of teaser, right? Teaser to nested construction. So yeah, this is actually the most common one that we already use to actually combine all those functions together. Okay. So in here, let's see if you can find more than one correct answers about this statement. Good job. Let's go to the second one, the second set. So, what do you think so far about the first set of the practice?
It was actually pretty, I still remember like how to do like variables and stuff like that, so it wasn't too hard.
Uh, yeah. Um, Actually, I was expecting that. Yeah, it's actually maybe too easy for you, but yeah, that's a good practice. Okay. Now maybe we will try to do some more input practice in here. Okay. So I think your running your program is still running. I think you have to stop it first. Yeah, if you want to edit, you can actually just stop it anyway if you want. Okay. Jeez, you already at the end again.
I'm done with the second one.
Yeah, you can go to the third one. What do you think about the second one? Is it actually kind of harder or still kind of easy?
It's still the same. Probably,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, okay then, okay. Okay, let's see the last set. Okay, the last one in here, write a program. So what do you think about the write program task in Algonova? What do you think? Is it kind of the hardest one, maybe, or not really?
Mm, maybe because I still um this is like what I am used to in class. I think it's not that hard yet. Maybe when like it's gonna go to like harder materials, maybe it's gonna be harder. But right now it's like still pretty easy.
Okay, so it depends on the topic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Seems like you have to print in this kind of format. If you're sure, you can auto check. Okay, you can stop the share screen first, Alexa. Okay, seems like that you are a little bit confused with the last one, right? Yeah, maybe it's gonna be your homework, but for now, can you tell me what you already learned so far in this lesson?
For this lesson, I learned about variables and also the new function, which is input. And we just learned like variables, like a type of place where you can store data, whatever the type it is. And a variable name has to be uh, a good one, which obviously cannot be too long, can't be too short. And like if it can, it should describe what the stored data is. And input is we are asking data from the user, so they're going to input their own data, and it's always going to be a string when it's
Mm-hmm.
inputted inside, and you can, whatever it is inputted, can be put inside a variable.
Okay, good. So I think you already done a lot of things about input and today's variable topic. And I think that's it for now. And that's already a really good job for you from solving the test. And I will see you again by the next meeting. Okay, thank you, Alexa.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kak.
Bye.